So you want to be able to do this that I'm showing you on screen right now. This is the most broken and overpowered build that there is available on this game right now. There's a little disclaimer that I have to give you, that if you attempt to make this build, it's going to trivialize the game, as you can see here, and the bosses are no longer going to be fun for you because you're going to laser their health bars because of how much damage you deal to them. However, for you to set up this build, it takes quite a bit of time because it requires a huge amount of materials and a huge amount of saves coming for you to be able to get it done. However, in this video, I'm going to simplify things as much as I can humanly possibly do with timestamps and so on and so forth, so that you can start crafting this build as soon as you can, like as early as possible. It is going to require for you to play quite a bit of time, but if you're truly desperate on how to craft this build, I'm going to guide you through it. So first, let's actually talk about the build and what is it that, what the hell are we doing in here? Why are we dealing so much damage? Essentially, we're using explosive arrows, but the explosive arrows that we're using are infinite. As you can see here, I just have one single explosive arrow, but I can just keep shooting it and shooting it and shooting it to my leisure without any kind of problems. And as a matter of fact, I can do like focus shot in here and become a basically a explosive arrow machine gun, and that's because the abyss skills that we're using here, we have a 60% chance not to consume arrows. I have been playing the game for a little bit more time, so my farming has been a little bit more extensive, but yeah, essentially that's what we're doing. We're combining that one single explosive arrow with the 60% chance not to consume arrow, and then we're combining that with critical rate because that's going to increase our DPS, and also just to sprinkle a little bit more of overpoweredness in there, we're also using the maximum amount of attack speed. So in reality, once we unsheath our bow, once we have our bow equipped in here, you will notice that we have a 15 critical hit rate with our bow, so long as our bow is drawn here. The attack speed is level 15, and also we have an unlimited amount of explosive arrows. From skills, you're also going to need marksmanship, because this is going to increase the damage of your ranged attacks. We're also going to be using multi-shot, and we're also going to be using mainly because we want the evasive shot. This is the one that's going to be dealing more damage out of all of your skills because of your attack speed and because of how fast the animation is. And when you have your bow drawn out, it really acts so flipping fast, and it is ideal for you to have somewhat of a high stamina because this is going to be burning through your stamina, of course. And then we have these little guys in here that they just stumbled upon us, and you will see how can we demolish them. Anyways, one of the final skills that you can be using with this build, it's focused shot, because this is going to allow you to turn your bow into a machine gun. The cool thing about your machine gun is that each and every single one of the arrows that you draw in here, they're going to be explosive arrows, and they're going to be sending into oblivion everyone who gets close to you. And as a matter of fact, you're not going to do self-damage to you because you're immune to the explosion, so you're just going to be killing a whole bunch of people, one-shotting a whole bunch of people, and lasering the health bar of bosses, so on and so forth. So that's cool and all, but how do I get the materials, the things that I actually need to make this thing work? But ideally, you are going to need the explosive arrow. The explosive arrow, like, there's a plethora of ways that you can get them. The only problem with explosive arrows is that they're limited. So you probably already have one of them, but don't want to use it because you're going to spend it. So now our task is going to be getting those 60% chance not to consume arrows, and for this to work a little faster, I'm going to give you one place where you can guarantee to get 140% that you're going to combine with a 60% that you're going to craft to make things so much easier and simpler for you. So essentially, you're going to fight this boss fight that I'm showing you right now. It is not that difficult at all, and if you don't have the boss fight, if you can't come directly into this location, I believe that you can come directly into this location, but if you can't come directly into this location, I've already said that several times, but essentially what you have to do is just do Outlaws. Work for the Payloon Militia, because this is a Payloon Militia quest. So you can either come directly in here if the boss is not appearing for you, do the payload militia quests, and that is going to mark this quest on this location. This is what's going to give you the 40% chance of not consume arrows. Now things are getting interesting and spicy in here. For the next portion, you are going to be needing to use the services of the witches. There's a link under the description where I explain to you how the witches work, everything that you need to know about them, and their quest line, so that you can get them and purchase the recipes that we are going to be using, because the witches are going to sell you at least one of the recipes that we're going to be using, and yeah, you have to do their quest lines, and the one that's easiest for you, that's the one that you're going to be using. But let's just get right into it. So essentially, you're going to craft one Abyss gear. Like I mentioned, the Abyss gears, the crafting recipes, they are sold by the witches. The one that I like to use the most, it's the Insight, because it requires peony, which is a flower that you can just pick up in Hernant. There's the Abyssals that I'll tell you how to get in a little while, and then there's the Garnet that I'll tell you how to get in a little while. But we're using precisely this one because we're going to be combining them and save scumming for us to get the actual gear that we want. And if you can see here, there's a whole bunch of them that require more expensive materials, like for example the Swift, which is going to require diamonds, or the Viga, which is going to require Skyroot, the Composture, which is going to require a Palma leaf. So the ones that I usually like to use the most, it's either Destruction and Insight. And for this method to work, for what is it that we want with this, we want to have at least 8 materials of each. So we need 8 peonies, we need 8 abyssals, and we need 8 garnets. The peonies, like I mentioned, they are flowers that you can pick up all throughout Hernant. As for the abyssals, there's a couple of different locations that you can go to. There's the Drakesfell Gorge, which is... This is one of the best farming locations. However, if you farm this place for too long, soldiers are going to move into the castle, and it's going to take them about approximately 1 week for them to get out of the castle and you to come back to do this place in here. But just one single run should be more than enough for you to get the 8 abyssals that you need. If you go there and you still don't have the abyssals that you need, you can come into the Sage's Peak, and in here, right in here at the Sage's Peak, you're going to have more crafts. They're going to drop more abyssals. Have in mind that you have to use your blinding flash for them to draw, so you can augur them with them. There's a whole bunch of them, as you can see right in here, as I'm showing you right now, but you do have to use your sword to draw them out, and this is another farming location that you can get them. Now for the Garnet, we're going to be coming right from Demonis, up top from the Latia, and here there's a boss fight that it is very gimmicky and it is very easy as well. But you have a Garnet right in here, you have Garnet here, you have Garnet here, and you have Garnet here. You can farm this location. If you come in here and you don't have enough Garnet, which you should really, there's a specific Garnet farming location here. This cave right in here, the Anvil Hill Stoneback Crab Cave, this is going to have Garnet. So now that we have that material, we can craft 4 insights, and then we can turn those 4 into 2 level 2 insights, and then those 2 level 2 insights we can turn them into insight level 3. Once we have that, we need 1 more material. So to get that specific material, it is going to be a bit tricky, because I'm not entirely sure if this is randomized or not. At least it has not been for me. I have been safe scumming in here. And yeah, and there's a whole bunch of places that I have not explored here. But essentially, here at the dimensional bonds, every major location here, it's going to bring you, whenever that you finished either one of these ways, the Dry Valley, the Wanderer's Way, the Slit Isles, the Triangle Ring, if you complete like the full set of those abysses, eventually they're going to bring you into one of these entrances, and you don't have to do like anything from the main story. You just have to like have completed either one of those, and they're going to bring you here. When you come in here, you're going to find chests. Those chests are going to have the actual next one, the next Abyss gear that we want for us to be able to combine with the one that we have already crafted. Now I do have to mention that to access this, the easiest way to do so is for you to complete the triangle ring, because the triangle ring just requires for you to complete these 3 little temples, sky temples, if you like, if you will, and then this is going to immediately bring you here so you can explore this area. If you have enough stamina and you have like enough like exploration tools like this and that, and like using this and then jumping and doing so on and so forth, like just by sheer skill and being nimble-handed, you should be able to reach like all of these different places from the dimensional bonds, which at the dimensional bonds, this is where you're going to find the chests that I'm about to show you. However, if you want to use the specific one that I'm using the specific one not because I don't have access to those, it's just because those places I have already looted them and I wouldn't be able to show you what kind of abyss gears would you be getting from this. But essentially for this one we are starting here. We're starting at the Passage Malice. The Passage Malice is going to take you to the Tomb of Perdition. The Tomb of Perdition is going to take you to the Desert Fragment, and then from the Desert Fragment that's going to take you over here to the Cradle of Truth. Once you have finished the Cradle of Truth, you're going to end up on this very specific place that I'm here. And as you can see, you need to finish 4 temples, which is really not that much. It shouldn't take you that much time. And there's 3 chests that I know the location of right now. One of them I have already looted them, so I don't know specifically what that is. But it is that one right there. And then if you jump here and go down below this artificial waterfall, you are going to encounter one more, which I believe that this one is I don't remember really. It's the Abyss Bane. That's one of the ones that I believe that you can combine, and if not, I'm pretty sure that you can use this material with either one of the abyss gears that I have shown you, so that you can so you can proceed with the next portion of the video. This is going to be the Malice, the energy drain, and this definitely is going to work for whatever that we're going to be doing right now. And so now we have the insights, and as you can see here, actually the Abyss Bane that we got there, it is going to be working towards the objective, the goal that we have in here. We have our crafted insight level 3, and we have our energy drain level 3, and our Abyss Bane level 3. It is not that difficult actually to get 2 insights level 3. As a matter of fact, you would only need 8 of those materials that I was already. That's why I was telling you that it was best for you to have 8 of them instead of the 4. But with 4, it's going to be more than enough. It's just that here we can save scum with those materials that we have right there. So we can just save our game, do the synthesis. If you don't get the 60% arrow replenishment or arrow no consumption, then you try again. If you had 8 of the materials that I've told you about, if you could like chance it twice, it's faster because loading times require a little bit more time. So you get the gist of everything. I've already told you how to get a couple of them and get this thing going. But if you want to make the process that much faster, you can be using more gems and more abyss gears for the process to be that much faster. But this is essentially how you can craft that very powerful and broken build. If you like the content, like it, would be super appreciated. No salute, you gorgeous beautiful person. You're indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Subscribe to the channel. You're in Discord. Have a beautiful day and goodbye.